great. You're starting to look like a pro. Keep going. All right, a little more. That's it.
Oh, God!
No!
Oh, please, I'm gonna fall!
That clip's not gonna hold!
Hold on, I can't now!
Look, forget the harness. There's no time. I'm going for her.
Hold on!
I'm here.
Reach up!
Reach up!
Come on, honey! Use your other hand!
Reach up! Hey, I got you. Reach up!
Hang on, little buddy! I gotcha! I think I gotcha! Maybe not! You're slipping! Go like...
I'm getting that last name right, Congressman.
Thank you.
Getting
Waltz
that
with a
last
T.
name.
T for Trump.
I've been working on it. I've never seen you do jazz hands, bro. I've never seen you like throw glitter in the air.
Well, you know what I can show you? I can show you. I promise you, I know how to load a shotgun. Right. And by the way, when I go out and hunt, I don't have a $2,000 automatic Benelli. Right? I mean, do you see those guys? It looked like somebody went to Bass Pro and just got all new gear, and I didn't know he needed a platoon to shoot some pheasant, but
he didn't shoot a pheasant. He didn't fire a single shot, according to the reporter. And
he didn't know how to load the weapon.
They got one bird and they weren't able to recover it. So,
hey Benny.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can I know you just watching that previous segment. Here's the hard truth for Black Americans, and to get the book in there. What President Trump did for Black Americans is what's resonated for them. Minority opportunity zones that pulled billions of dollars of investment into Black businesses and minority-owned businesses actually incentivized that investment. The first time ever, not Obama, not Clinton, that permanent funding is in place that Donald Trump put in place for historically Black colleges and universities. And I think the biggest one, the justice reform that let people out of prison that were put in prison for minor drug offenses from Joe Biden's crime bill. Remember, I'm holding up the little vial of crack, 3 strikes, you're out, and on and on. I mean, they're responding to what he actually did, not her and M&M's and others' ridiculous rhetoric. And, vibes don't pay the bills. Vibes don't keep your family safe. Vibes doesn't keep the world at peace. You're seeing it left and right and center. And what I'm seeing, I was just in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, is the Democrats are so confused. Their base is so scrambled that from a voter turnout standpoint, if they do souls to polls, which is right out of their playbook, they don't know which way these Black men are going to vote. So it could work against them. If they turn out union workers, it's going to work against them. So the coalition that they've relied on, that they've taken for granted, Hispanics too, for that matter, is completely in disarray because what President Trump did, that's a very recent memory. It's not just rhetoric, it's action. And it's resonating and it's working. And I think we're going to win.
So you have your new book out, Hard Truths, Think and Lead Like a Green Beret. You're actually somebody who is a gangster. You actually did carry weapons of war in war.
A lot.
Eminem fancies himself a little gangster, but weeps on stage endorsing Kamala Harris, his mascara and eyeliner running down his face, and then literally says he has panic attacks and menopausal meltdowns when he hears the name Donald Trump. These people are fraudulent. They're being trotted out. I think these aren't the best messengers, right? Like all you have to do is read Eminem lyrics, and like any Eminem lyric for the first 20 years of his career would not be allowed to be played at a Democrat rally. This seems like desperation, and now Kamala Harris is off the campaign trail. What the hell's happening, Congressman?
Yeah, well, they're throwing crap against the wall out of desperation for something to stick. They can't roll out Hillary Clinton. They can't roll out Bernie, right? So they're reaching to anybody they can, tried and true, roll out Obama. My favorite kind of desperate tactic the last week was that suddenly somehow Trump is low energy. And that he has some kind of physical and mental decline. The guy's doing 5 rallies a day and squeezing in a round of golf. I can tell you his staff is worn out because he only needs like 3 hours of sleep. I've never seen an engine like it. And so they're just throwing stuff against the wall, which is a classic hallmark of a desperate campaign. And what she can't do, she can't stick with Biden's record. Nobody wants a second Biden term. She doesn't know what she's running towards because she doesn't have any principles. So all they're going to do is roll out whatever they can against Trump, and it's just not working.
Bro, Obama looks beat. He looks like, we want to talk about somebody who looks like needs a rest. It's Barack Obama. This guy looks tired. He looks emaciated. Like, eat a cheeseburger, bro. It looked like Slender Man.
That vegan diet will get you.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like Jack Skellington.
Up at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They should have accepted some of the Venezuelans that Florida sent up there. Could have cooked them could have fried them some arepas. I got to tell you, it's not working. So what do you think is going to happen in the next couple of weeks? Are they going to try another assassination attempt? Like, what are they going to do? They're going to actually let Trump become president? I mean,
here's what I'm worried. Well, one, they've gone right back to the Hitler rhetoric, right back to the fascist rhetoric.
Yeah,
and obviously you've had two people already that said, hey, if this is going to be the next dictator that's going to take all my rights, which all the mainstream media is saying, all the Democrats are saying, then the ends justify the means to kill him. And the old kind of thought experiment, what if you could have taken Hitler out in 1932, right?
Wow.
And that radicalization is incredibly dangerous, and they've just tossed it right aside, right back to it. But what I'm really worried about, what's keeping me up at night, is the Iranians. And I just want everybody to understand, Benny, this is not the kind of death to America chant you hear every Friday after the prayers at the mosque, typical stuff from the Ayatollahs. They have decided it is worth crossing the red line to assassinate a former president, to assassinate a leading political candidate, and they have operational plotting and planning going on right now as we speak. And this administration, by basically shoulder shrugging, I mean, they release a statement from the NSC that maybe this is a bad idea, would be declared, would be an act of war, about as weak as you could get. What Biden should be doing, what Harris should be doing, is acting as a commander-in-chief, standing at the podium and saying, politics aside, you touch the hair on an American's head and one of our elected officials, and we're going to wipe you out. Here's the consequences. Here's the repercussions. But instead, you get this mealy-mouthed response that's basically green-lighting a foreign enemy to assassinate our leading political candidate. And by the way, the Russians, Chinese, the terrorists, everybody else are watching for this to become the new normal. And they should have done it years ago. They've been trying to take out him and his cabinet for years now. But what their MO is to recruit criminals, to recruit gangs, to work with the cartels and our wide open border to assassinate President Trump. And they're trying to do it right now as we speak.
Wow. I mean, prayers up, That's all you can do.
Well, what I'm doing is trying to get them the damn military. If they're using their military, we need to be using ours. Not just the Secret Service. The military has things they don't have. And yet I can't get a straight answer except that, a lot of hand-wringing, which is essentially inviting this to happen.
We have an article here about you warning about infiltration by Iran and sort of the indifference, right? Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend from the Biden regime. And then you have Joe Biden saying he wants to lock up Donald Trump yesterday, which is, we ain't never seen anything like that. A sitting president saying that my opponent needs to be in jail. Joe Biden just finally gone there. Maybe the dementia has finally hit the brainstem, or maybe they're just that desperate. It seems to me, Congressman, and in closing, I'll let you have the last word here, but it seems to me that none of this is normal. All of this is an act of panic. It seems very scattered and disparate and atomized, and like they are just trying as much as they can to stop the bleeding. And with a candidate that can't even go and campaign, I don't think they're going to save this patient. Your thoughts?
Well, look, here's the hard truth. And that is, how Green Berets think differently We specialize in guerrilla warfare. We embed ourselves with freedom fighters. We have to learn local languages. Look, the SEALs, best in the world. 2 bullets in a forehead like Osama bin Laden. Get in and get out, lightning raid. We specialize in those long-term embedded psychological operations type missions. And I know infiltration when I see it. And that's exactly what the Iranians are doing. Can you imagine, Benny, if Trump were in power and Russian hit teams were out to kill his political opponent and he was kind of shoulder shrugging about it all?
Winking and nodding.
Media
Yeah,
would be losing their collective minds. But instead, he would establish deterrence. And that's what I talk about in here, the traits that helped me marshal the tribes of Afghanistan, Africa, or what have you, in line with our interests. I apply those now to what we have to do in the swamp. But I got to tell you, man, the tribes of the DC swamp make the tribes over in Afghanistan look easy. I've never encountered anything like this, but we've got to fight this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, Congressman, you're one of the few who's actually doing it. Here's the link to the book, by the way. This is awesome. Thank you for sending us a copy. Hard Truth Thinks Like a Green Beret. Really hope that President Trump takes a hard look at you for Secretary of Defense, and that Liz Cheney cries a lot on Election Day, because we all know that that's where they want to put a Cheney back in. Isn't that something?
President
Eminem raps all his entire album. There's entire albums dedicated to how much he hates the Cheneys, and now he's on the same side advocating for Liz Cheney.
Well, President Trump's endorsed the book, by the way, and proceeds don't go to me. They go to veterans charities for the Green Berets that I lost. So please take a look.
My man. Thank you, Congressman. Hope to see you on the trail in these next 2 weeks.
Will do.